You know what I mean?
100%.
I know for a fact, bro. I'm 6'8", I'm 305, I'm black, I have a beard, I'm intimidating.
Mm-hmm.
It took me a while to understand that. You know what I mean? It took me a while to be like, damn, I see why I get those looks. You know what I mean? Because of my stature. I get it. And I was offended for a while because I didn't understand it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because I was like...
Because it's not fair. It's fucked up.
Everybody's looking at me. Like, what the fuck are you looking at? And that's how I would react.
Yeah.
But then I was like, oh, shit. Like, dude, I demand that attention. Let me use this. In a positive way. Yeah. Let me show you why you should be looking at me.
Yeah. Give you a reason to look at me.
Now,
and that's alchemy. Literally.
Continue to look at me, man, so you can see what a strong black man is supposed to look like.
That's exactly what I'm going to be a representation of what I want you to see me as.
Let me debunk your myth.
Use that as your platform to be able to like, cool, awesome, good, keep looking at me.
Bro,
once
I did that,
perfect.
Oh my God.
I'm perfect.
I embraced that,
great.
Yeah, like I felt like I can just walk in any room and demand that room.
It's called fucking up the game.
But that's fucking up the game. That's what it's about. That's what it's about.
That's what it is. Because you had the awareness of I'm just an intelligent human being, and the people that are living within the matrix are treating me a certain way because of the way I look. So it's like, oh, I could be mad about that, or I could understand that they're living in this world where they're stereotyping you, but you can't change them. But you could spin that to a positive.
And you smile at them, right?
Dude, I love
the game, man.
I love the ignorance, man, because the ignorance is fuel. You know what I mean? Because
Kobe is like a big fucking hero of mine, which was weird because I hated him as a player. I hate the Lakers. And then when he retired, just like all the Mamba mentality shit that I just learned from, it's amazing. And it was funny, whatever, interesting, that's how 2020 started me off, just crying like a fucking baby. I remember Sunday, I remember exactly where I was, you know what I mean? The whole thing. And it fucked me up for like a while. And then like an hour or so went by, and they said his daughter was on the fucking thing too, and then I fucking lost my shit. And then it was like one thing after another, and then 2020 just fucking spiraled down, and here we are. But anyway, the other day, I forget who it was. I want to say Matt Barnes, but they're not buddies. Maybe it was Derek Fisher or something. Anyway, him and Kobe's at the park, and they're just practicing, and Derek Fisher's telling the story, and he's like, he sees these two kids, and they're like, oh shit, it's Kobe and Derek Fisher, like, can we play against you, whatever? And Kobe starts fucking cutting them up, bodying kids, dunking, and Derek Fisher goes, Kobe, they're kids, they're kids. He goes, so
what?
They want to play, they're gonna get it.
They're gonna learn today.
They're gonna fucking learn
today.
So listen, like I was playing, I went from college, right, and my senior year of college, like, actually it was my junior year, we had got a new head coach.
Where'd you go to school?
Winston-Salem State, North Carolina. We got a new head coach at the end of my junior year, and he decided to not renew my scholarship for the next year, for my senior year. So I had to pay for school. So I had a decision to make whether I was going to like continue to play or what have you. So I chose to play and everything like that. Bro, I came to a point where I knew I wasn't going to play. Like, I used to get my ankles taped for the game. Didn't even get my fucking ankles taped, bro. Like, I was
There's no way I'm getting it.
I know I'm not playing. You know what I mean? I know I'm not playing. And then, like, the spring semester, we had I had a class, and I had to make it. I met at 7:00 p.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Actually, I'm sorry, I met at 5:30, went from 5:30 to 7:30 on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Yeah.
Our games are on Tuesdays and Thursdays starting at 7:00. So I would leave class and come to the game, but I needed that class to graduate. So I had to make that choice. Like, am I going to take the class or am I just going to go to the games? But I took the fucking class. You know? So I was hated for that shit. You know what I mean? Like, but made the choice, whatever. Fucking, I go to the practices, go to games, no playing time. No playing time whatsoever. So I end my season shot, unfulfilled. Bro, I go home that summer, I work out, and I'm playing in this Pro-Am tournament, actually in Asbury
Oh,
Park.
really?
Yeah, playing this Pro-Am tournament down there, and this guy approaches me, And he says, yo, you like playing? And he was like, you can play at the next level. I was like, yeah, I think so. He was like, let's get in shape, man, and see what's up. He got me a chance to go to NBA camp. Bro, I went to NBA camp and bust ass. Like, I lost 30 pounds in 30 days. I was so in shape. Went to NBA camp and bust everybody's ass. Like, everybody, dog. Like, it was great.
That was over the summer?
Yeah,
so
over
that
the
was
summer.
Just that summer?
Yeah. Okay. So right from me not playing to having that chance, right? And this was at the tip of the summer. I went down to Asbury and played in this joint and killed him. You know what I mean? So they were like, oh, who is this guy? Got the chance to play, bro. Went to NBA camp. I was ranked in the top 10. Then got a contract and put in the draft for the NBA D-League at the time. Got picked up by the Iowa Energy, scouted and whatnot. And they were like, our season hasn't started yet. So I was like, cool, I'm going to go back to school, continue to get in shape, finish the fall semester. Did that. Left in November to join Iowa out there and everything like that. Got cut from the team because I was the last person to get picked up, everything like that. Then I fucking come back home, graduate from Winston-Salem State. Now I'm trying to play in different leagues and this, like, and other. I'm playing in the USBA now in Atlanta. And had this opportunity to play in this team, bro, but, like, I wanted it so bad to just play at the next level. I was just jumping at anything. We were staying in this roach-infested house, bro. Like, the house was, like, completely gutted. You could tell it was, like, just rehab. And I had an air mattress, and I woke up. The roach was like this damn big, bro, like right next to my face. I was like, "What?
This dream ain't worth it."
Get the hell out of here, dog.
I can't even sleep on an air mattress.
Yeah, bro, it was horrible, man.
Because what are you, 6'4"?
6'8", dog.
6'8",
yeah, 305.
405.
I was like, oh my god. So this wasn't it. And I was like, no, I'm just gonna keep everything in my car. Like, the next day, dude, somebody breaks into my car, steals my book bag and my laptop from this pizza shop in Atlanta. And I'm rushing late to practice. On my way to practice, I get into an accident, you know what I mean? Because I'm trying to switch a lane. Dude, it was just all crumbling down, you know what I mean? And then the next week, coach pulls me in and says, dude, if you don't, we brought you here to produce, at least, 10 rebounds and, 6 assists a game. We're looking for you to do that, and you're not doing that. So if you don't do it, we're going to have to let you go. So the next game, bro, I go out there and I kill him. 28 points, 12 rebounds, 10 assists. I was killing them, you know what I mean? Because I had another motivation. And, bro, we go to practice 2 days later. They say, our team is being dismantled. I'm like, what do you mean? And they're like, our team is being dissolved because our owner couldn't pay us because he had gotten to some debt where he had to sell the team, and it was wild, bro. It was like some story off a movie.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I was what?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, you guys got to go home. I'm like,
that was after the game, so you just did the game where you produced
and now we were supposed to get paid. We didn't get paid yet, so we're still living off of sandwiches that are made by the team, peanut butter and jelly, and
was it just good luck?
And they were like, all right, see you later, dude. Like no pay, no nothing.
What?
See you later, done. I was like, what who does this? And I go home, I'm working out for these teams, dude. I get this dope look from this team in Athens, Greece. I'm like, this is it, man. I got this great look. I'm about to sign this contract. July 29th, I'm riding from this workout in Philly on 95. I get hit in the back, and my car gets hit in the back. I did a 360 on the highway, flew into the guardrail, completely totaled my car. Completely totaled it. It was over. And I had 2 herniated discs in my spine, tore all the ligaments in my right shoulder, couldn't shoot, was hunched over for 6 months, couldn't run for a year. And it was just done. I hated the game. So then, dude, as I was getting back working out and all this kind of stuff, and this is how I got to this story, because I was thinking about Kobe. I came back and worked out here at Solebury, right? So I'm in this mindset of playing the game at a certain level, only one way. Yeah. And coach is like, come play with the guys. Bro, I'm fucking dunking on them. I'm elbowing him in the chest, like 2 hands, like shit pulling up threes. Like I'm
locked up,
dude, I'm killing him, bro. Like, talking crazy shit. Like
letting them know,
dude. I was like,
how old were you when
I was maybe 24, 23 at that time. Right. So I was like really like, dude, I'm killing
the energy of a fucking
I'm
killer.
Bro,
you're just like,
I'm a monster, all of you guys, and I had no remorse whatsoever. Dunking on them, like giving them my nuts in their face.
They gotta know.
Like, I was killing them, bro. But like, I was like, I understand how Kobe was thinking, man. Like, yo, if you want to play.
There's one way to do anything. You know what I mean? That's what the Mamba mentality is.
Facts.
Whether it's business, basketball, football, lifting weights, helping people, whatever it is, you get it's a singular focus.
Facts, man. Like I told the kids all the time, we approach this thing one way.
Because now you coach here.
Yeah. So now it's like, yo, we go hard every time.
Yeah.
If you don't go hard, dude,
what we
gotta
doing?
succumb to this shit.
Yeah. Like, you think you're helping them
right.
by going up and playing them soft or giving them these handouts?
Right.
No,
Bro,
no, you're not. By giving them a participation trophy every time they come to practice,
you
give them a high five and say you woke up and showed up on time.
Right.
No, that's not what it is. You're not helping anybody.
And it's not outcome either. It's the fucking effort in the mindset.
Exactly. It's not about the
It's not one or the other.
You busted your ass and you did everything that you could.
Right.
That's what I want to see.
Facts.
Right? If you don't get what you needed, well, let's look back and see how we can get better.
Facts.
Don't beat yourself
because
up
if the effort is there,
yes.
Then you can always get better.
Right. You can always progress.
There's 2 ways of looking at it, and both ways aren't beneficial.
Right.
You know?
If you don't go hard at it, it's like, all right, you don't really care.
Nope.
But if you're going 100% and you're fucking up the whole time, we could correct that.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, you're going 100%.
I can't teach you
effort.
I can't do that.
Right. I can't teach you effort.
That's what my football coach always said. If you're going to make a mistake, make it at 100 miles an hour.
100 miles an hour.
Rip somebody fucking head off,
bro.
And you fuck it up, and then we'll fix it.
Like, my bad.
You want them to pull the reins on you, right? And they want to be like, Greg, you got to calm down.
Chill out a little bit.
You're going nuts out there.
Dude.
But when you got to hold somebody's hand and push them forward, like, hey, come on.
Like, dog, come on.
Show me something here.
It's wild, though. Like, that's where we are now as, like, the world is like that. You know, like you said, everybody gets a participation trophy. Everybody gets, recognized for the little things. Like, bro, when are we going to continue to teach adversity? When are you going to continue to teach that? Like, yo, sometimes you get smacked in the mouth. And that shit hurts. You know what I mean?
It sure does.
And like every time that you get smacked in the mouth, you're not just gonna go get a Band-Aid. Sometimes you gotta taste that blood and understand that, yo, this is how I'm gonna have to. Next time I'm gonna have to dip this. Next time I'm gonna have to be prepared to either take that hit and keep going, you know what I mean, or dip the hit and dodge it so I can move forward. Yeah. Like, it's one of the two. You know what I mean? Like,
you just assume you could keep taking that and someone's gonna hand you a lollipop after and it's gonna be fine.
Like, dude, like that's how
you build up those bruises, you build up those calluses, you build up those
facts, man.
That's always the best part of the movie too. When they get hit and you lick the blood, that's all you got.
Ready. Let's go. Let's get the ball going.
That's
for sure, man.
So what I was thinking was, when you're telling that story, 2 things. All these things that are adversities, I just see that as a test.
Right.
God, the universe, Mother Nature, whatever. It's like another test. So here's because you're the co-creator in the manifestation of everything. So it's like, all right, how's he going to handle this car accident? How's he going to handle getting cut? How's he going to handle the team dismantling? It's like, is he going to cry about it and stop? Or does he know that basketball and helping people and giving back and whatever is his passion and purpose?
Dude, it's
find a way.
It's what you use as fuel. You know what I mean? Like, I know I'm a firm believer in God and his power, and I was put through those things to be able to be in this position that I'm at.
That's why we're here,
like,
man.
It's no other way, man. Like, it's no other
wouldn't make any sense.
You talk to me about this all the time, right? When you're at your lowest.
Right, bro.
You get this thing that comes to you that's a hand reaching out to you at your
every
lowest point,
facts.
Right? And it's at the perfect timing every time.
Right.
This is why I believe.
This is what facts, man.
And if we didn't, we wouldn't be sitting here.
Right. It wouldn't be
the things that linked up, all these shitty things that happened to get us to this point. Again, however you want to look at it. I'm not saying they're shitty because I'm as grateful as can be. I'm a pig in shit right now.
Right.
And I'm so happy that we were able to connect under this light. And
this is all preordained, bro.
Yeah,
like, this is
that's the thing.
You know what I mean? This
is
already scripted for us to be able to share like attainments and similar ideals. You know what I mean? Things like that. Like, I'm a member of a fraternity, Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, and pledging in that fraternity, you learn a lot of things. You know what I mean? A lot of things. But in life, when you navigate life, you find out how to apply those things. You know what I mean? Like, I've learned poems and things and different sayings that I can apply to every adverse situation or everything I kind of encounter in life, even down to a friend. You know what I mean? It's helped me truly analyze friendships and things of that sort. Like, I learned what it is to be a friend. You know, it takes 5 things to be a friend. It takes time, affection, patience, love, and sometimes your life. That's what it takes to be a friend. Now, if you can do those 5 things, if you can look at the person across from you and you can say, I will do those things for you, and that person will do those for you, and reciprocate those things to you.
That's a real friend.
That's a friend.
That's right.
But if you can't, you need to reevaluate your circle.
That's an acquaintance.
You need to reevaluate it. Like, do you invest as much time into this person as you have? You know what I mean?
And how many times do you see that?
Like, it's crazy.
Where it's you putting in more, the other person putting in more, and you can't realize that. You need to have that honest conversation with yourself and the other person.
Right. Because we're losing ourselves. Like, in our health and wellness, we're like so into investing so much into other people that we're losing our own selves. You know what I mean? And we wonder why we can't get out of the bed.
How can you help someone if you're not able to help you? Don't you think you'd be better at doing what you're doing if you took care of yourself, right? And all these things that are going on, that baggage,
right? That's,
that you're holding on your back all this time.
That's heavy.
People notice that stuff,
right? For
and that's when people wear it on their face all the time,
right?
Yep. And that's what you're talking about, God. Like, that's what the scriptures are. They're myths that are stories that repeat that you can learn from.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
It's like, whether or not it really happened, those stories are still happening.
Right. Yeah, for real. Dude, it's all happening, dog. Like, there's nothing new under the sun,
nothing new, man.
There's nothing new, bro.
It's so funny. It's the same story I was saying yesterday. It's like some people are so... left brain, engineer, math, number, linear shit that they need proof of everything. And they're like, I'm an atheist. God is not real, that stupid. Then they stay in line 3 days to watch Star Wars.
Right. But that's real.
And they go to, and that's real. And it's like, wait a second, you need this mythology of Yoda, Obi-Wan, and Luke, and you don't see that's the Father, the Son, it's the same, the dark side, the light. Like, do you not see that this story just repeats with different characters?
Right.
So you can learn from that or you can hate on it.
Right. That's
one way or the other.
That's heavy.
You know what I mean? Because once you see the shit, you see it in everywhere.
Right.
And then you apply it, like you said, because the fraternity teaches you brotherhood and these lessons. Right. But then it's you off in the world with the chaos of the universe, because you can't control the outside circumstances, like you were saying.
Right.
But you can always control your effort, your attitude, and your enthusiasm.
Right.
In every aspect of your life. I think that's one of the things that you apply to everything.
Everything.
That's so important, and that's one of the things that you bring that a lot of people don't, and I think that's lost right now in our society, right? That's what kind of...
Real men and real leadership.
Just people being able to look at themselves at the end of the day and say,
personal responsibility. Sure.
You know.
But because I was raised by a man's man, I feel like I know what the tools are to be a man. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Like that really is what makes it easy to... I had a good example, you know what I mean, of a man's man, you know, like of what it's supposed to be. And that made it easy to emulate and transition into being what I think a man should be. And then, like I said, you pick up ideals from things like your fraternity, you know, it's like, it's cardinal principles. It's manhood, scholarship, perseverance, and uplift. These are the 4 characters that a man should have in order to be a positive role model in his community. Those 4 things: manhood, scholarship, perseverance, and uplift. Those are the things that you should have. So, mixed with the teachings of my own father and the things that I hold true, and mixed with those values, it's like, I know what it is. You know what I mean? And now I can carry that over to some of these young men and whatnot who lack that.
I was going to say, because you have a son, so we know he's going to be good.
Oh, he's going to be
But that's why your voice is so important, because there's people out there without positive voice. And they're looking at Facebook and the TV and stupid shit and society. But instead, if they hear your voice, and that's what this is all about, and that's what we're all about.
I'm for it, man. It's cool.
And helping people. Because I was only privileged to meet Greg a week or so ago.
Right.
And... first of all, I'm like sensitive to energies and shit of like places and people. And as soon as you walk in the room, the whole energy shifts.
That's dope.
Right? And I feel it. And I look at him to get a read because I know he knows you and I don't know you. And he's like neutral and shit because he's just letting you in the doors and shit. And he all got anxiety. We get in trouble for being in the gym and shit. So I don't get a read off of him. But the whole energy of the room picks up right away. And then immediately just fucking big hug. And next thing you know, we're best friends in 30 seconds. And I'm like, oh, time out. You need to be on the podcast immediately. We are the same fucking person.
We got something here.
It's like, okay, we look different, but we're saying the same exact
thing. It's the same thing. Like like we said earlier, people too often get caught up in the perception of things and the face value of it. But like at the end of the day, man, we're all trying to reach this common goal, which is to make it.
Yeah. Yes.
That's it, bro.
Yeah,
everybody's trying to make it, and how you do it, how I do it is different. But that doesn't mean how you do it is any less significant than how I'm doing it. Right. You know what I mean? Like
it's not the better way, and it's not the only way,
bro. There's more ways than one to skin a cat.
You know and we learn from each other.
That's it, man. Iron sharpens iron
every time,
bro. If we can learn things from each other rather than damning each other or kind of judgment's gonna happen, but we still judge each other, and like you said earlier, run with that perception. You know what I mean? If we run with that perception, then it's on you. That's your ignorance. That's your fault. You know what I mean?
100%.
I know for a fact, bro. I'm 6'8", I'm 305, I'm black, I have a beard, I'm intimidating. It took me a while to understand that. You know what I mean? It took me a while to be like, damn, I see why I get those looks. You know what I mean? Because of my stature. I get it. And I was offended for a while because I didn't understand it. You know what I mean? Because I was like...
Because it's not fair. It's
everybody's looking at me. Like, what the fuck are you looking at? And that's how I would react. But then I was like, oh, shit. Like, dude, I demand that attention. Let me use this in a positive way. Yeah. Let me show you why you should be looking at me.
Give you a reason to look at me.
Now, and that's alchemy. Literally.
Continue to look at me, man, so you can see what a strong black man is supposed to look like.
That's exactly what I'm going to be a representation of what I want you to see me as.
Let me debunk your myth.
Use that as your platform to be able to like, cool, awesome, good, keep looking at me.
Bro,
because I'm fucking perfect.
Oh my God.
I'm perfect.
I embrace that,
great.
Yeah, like I felt like I can just walk in any room and demand that room.
It's called fucking up the game.
But that's fucking up the game. That's what it's about. That's what it's about.
That's what it is. Because you had the awareness of I'm just an intelligent human being, and the people that are living within the matrix are treating me a certain way because of the way I look. So it's like, oh, I could be mad about that, or I could understand that they're living in this world where they're stereotyping you, but you can't change them. But you could spin that to a positive.
And you smile at them, right?
Dude, I love
the game, man.
I love the ignorance, man, because the ignorance is fuel. You know what I mean? Because I've traveled all over. You know what I mean? And
you're gonna stand out more in other places.
And I know it. I know I'm gonna stand out. But the fact of the matter is, now you're interested.
Yes, sir.
So now you want to ask me questions.
Boom.
You know what I mean?
Now it's how can I help you? How can you help me?
Yeah, dude, not like now you're not looking down on me, dude. I love it because I went to Fred's one day, right?
Yeah.
This breakfast spot, bro, right here in New Hope, awesome spot, and
locals,
all locals, cool. Yeah. It's an old dude that goes in there all the time. I see him, I speak to him. We had a nice little cordial conversation one morning. I was like, hey, sir, how you doing? How you been? Weather's nice, all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? And he had another older gentleman there with him. Never knew. Yeah, he was just like looking like at this.
How's this happening?
What is happening, dude? So, what is going on here?
This is my show. Do I need to call them?
Right. Do I need to call the authorities? It's like description. So like, dude, after me and this dude talk, I see that this guy's looking, and he says, hi, I'm like Bob, right? Whatever, for argument's sake. And I said, hey, Bob, I'm Greg Lewis. Nice to meet you, man. He was like, are you an athlete of somebody I'm supposed to know? Dude, so I could have been like, I could have stood up and just been like, yo, fuck you, man. Like, fuck you. Like, or I could have been like, sign no autograph.
Are you a rapper?
I could have been pissed. I could have been really pissed off about it. You know what I mean? But then, dude, like, I was like, I am 6'8".
Okay.
I am this size.
So awareness.
Let me be
before judgment.
Before I get pissed off, you know what I mean? Let me be aware, because that shit happens all the time.
Of course.
And now I can either be angry at that, or I can use it as fuel. So I took that chance, bro, to debunk everything that he had ever thought in his
You're going to feed into the stereotype?
So I was like, you know what? I said, no, I'm actually the dean of students of the private school that's right around the corner. And he was like, holy shit.
And the basketball coach.
Yep. And I was like, and I'm a coach, and I'm active. You know, things like that. I talked to him about who I am.
Yeah.
So now it's like, Dude, I blew his mind.
Who you are.
I blew his mind.
With the truth?
Right.
And that emotion, look at that. But on his end, look at that emotional maturity. To be able to take a step back, take a breath, and not just say, I'm angry. And that's it. And you're going to react.
Because how does that serve you? And how does that serve the community? If, I just made him right. It's a big angry black man. Whatever the fuck. But now you're angry. How the fuck does that help you?
And now you're leaving there and you're pissed off. Right now, who helped who? And then you're leaving there mad, and this guy's saying, I knew it.
I told you.
I told you they're dangerous.
I told you, man.
He's either an athlete or he's a, or
a drug dealer, right?
I had to take that opportunity to educate, you know what I mean? And kind of debunk, because that's just what it is. It's a heavy weight, but that's like sometimes that's what revolutionaries do. That's what leaders do. And that's who those are changing the narrative. That's what you do. Sometimes you have to take that.
100%. I got, bro.
I'm telling you, it blows my mind, and this is why this changes the world. Conversations like this change the world.
We have
to, really does.
We have to. Like, I mean, I ran into a guy at Wawa. He had 2 guns on his hip, right? And new OP. I was like, dude, it's an open carry. I said, that's how you should do it. He was like, you know what, man? America's just going to shit. He's like, it used to be like, we both were Americans. Like, you can have your opinion, I can have my opinion. We work for the same thing. And I said, that's true. You know what I mean? We used to be able to coexist, but in the political aspect, you know what I mean? But now it's like, dude, there's such a divide that we're trying to have everybody over here and everybody over here, but we're missing the message of coming together to fight this whole thing. You know
I say this every day, man.
It's tough. It's a tough situation, man, like that we're in a general sense.
But that's why the kids need to hear this conversation, because they're not saying that on CNN and Fox.
Facts.
They're just not.
Facts.
No, nobody's talking about that part of it.
But truth is, good people is good people.
Right, man.
Because here's what I always say, like, there's good people and there's bad people of every race. That's a fact, right? So that just debunks racism right then and there. You can't say all this people are this. It's not. It's individuals.
It's how it's what's ingrained in you. It's what you've been brought up to think. It's what you've been seen. It's what you've been fed.
But you've seen a lot of shit too, and you chose to think a different way.
And you could have chose to think of it a different way, right?
Facts.
You could have thought of it
because I've been on the other end of the racism stick. I've been on the other end of all that. But like I told you guys, I made a decision a long time ago as a black man. Either I'm gonna succumb to what people think of me, or I'm gonna be above it. And I chose to be above this and use whatever you thought of me as fuel, because I'm just gonna debunk what you think. Like, that's cool. Like, listen, I know who I am. I'm comfortable who I am.
100%.
And the fact that I can be who I am is an art. You know what I mean? It's not in anything else. It's a fucking art. You understand what I'm saying? Like, this is a talent. You know, the fact that I can literally go into a board meeting and talk that same language, and then I can go out into the community and neighborhoods and different situations and talk too, and that way I can motivate and pull and
100%.
bring and uplift other people from different sides.
Because you've been so many places, because of all your experiences, you're the most adaptable person I've ever met in my entire life. Like, seriously.
That's dope.
And it's really like you can go into any situation and own the room and read the room. Know who you're speaking to.
And I'm glad you recognize that as a huge compliment. Because before you were like, I'm a chameleon and shit. And that's how you got to be. And that's literally Darwinism. It's not the survival of the fittest. It's the species that can adapt. That's who survives.
You have to be able to adapt, man. And too often,
it's not fighting back. It's not running
You're
away.
not giving up who you are, right? And your values and beliefs. Exactly.
Dude, that's what I try to tell the students all the time. Like, just
embrace who you are.
Yeah, like, just because you take the time to be articulate, because you take the time to be upright and just about things, does not discriminate who you are. Bro, like I told you, I grew up and like doing a lot of dumb shit. Like, I did a lot of dumb shit. You understand what I'm saying? I've done a lot of things. You know what I mean? Like, we've done it. Like, I've done it all. You know what I mean? Everything that you can think of, I've probably done it. So, but that doesn't diminish my quote-unquote street cred or who I am. I can still go back to my neighborhood and I still get respect for who I am because of that's who I am. But because I want to kind of do things the right way and kind of uplift people, and because I use a certain jargon, you know what I mean, or what have you, that doesn't discriminate or devalue who I am.
Not at all.
And too often we are seeing that if young people see that if they can't if they're not talking a certain way, or if they're not acting a certain way, that's not cool. You know, that's not what gets the attention and things of that sort. You know, and
yeah, I mean, I think the coolest thing is courageousness and authenticity.
Facts.
Being confident in being yourself.
Yeah.
Straight
and
up.
think about that. We were talking about that with the athletes here.
Right.
You know, talking about the ball players.
Right.
Like setting the tone. Like people look at you.
Right.
And you could be that cool kid who's also really thoughtful and goes out there and speaks to everyone and is, you know, has all the friends with every single group.
Right.
You set the tone, right? And they're looking at it, it's like, wow.
Right.
Like you can be the representation of how you want people to be, and don't try and act away because you think that makes you cool.
Right.
You're trying to be something that you think other people want you. That's not how they're thinking.
That's not what it is.
That's not what it is at all.
No. Like, I graduated from here, and that was the best part about it, because I was a chameleon from here. Like, and this is a situation where it's not like everywhere else. So, dude, like,
that's one way to say it.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's just that. Like, if I was cool with the weird kids, I was cool with the theater kids, I was cool with
athletes,
everybody. And that is literally what added to my value, made me able to fit in every circle. You know, and too often people are just trying to stick to what they know,
right,
which is comfort. You know what I mean? And that's what it is. Like, in order, I literally tell students when they come visit here, I said, I'm going to make you uncomfortable. And then they laugh. I'm like, no, I'm serious.
No. And it's going to suck, and it's going to be for your benefit.
Yeah, I'm serious. They're like, oh. I said, do you know why? They're like, because that's your job. And I was like, no. I make you uncomfortable because the world is uncomfortable. The world is, you don't have time to think about that step. You have to step the right way every time.
Yeah.
There is no like second chances, and that goes back to everybody winning a trophy and things of that sort. You're teaching these kids and the young people that you can mess up. It's okay, but you mess up and you're still at the top. How?
How does that make any sense? Right.
How? Dude, if I mess up, our boss is calling us and they're like, hey Greg, we need to have a conversation. You know what I mean?
It's like, hey, you didn't do what you said you were going to do.
Seriously.
Right? You didn't do that.
Dude, like, that's just what it is.
But if you teach the kids that, how are they going to have a job interview?
Right. And how do you change that mentality? They've grown up their whole life assuming that that's the case.
And then when you hit them with something, you're like, okay, listen, you're not at that level. We need you to step up. Instead of them being like, okay, I need to do more, they crumble. They're like, oh my God.
Why do I want to do that?
Why do I? What? But Billy's only doing...
he's doing that.
Dude, fuck Billy.
Like, dude, are you fucking kidding me? Who cares about Billy? I'm talking about you.
Yeah, but that's like, it's always about the other person, right? Every single time
it's all about
them
somebody
and pointing
else.
fingers.
Right. It's not about that shit, bro. Take accountability for what it is that you're doing. Mm-hmm. But we're not breeding those people that would be like run through this wall. Like, dude, like if my coach told me,
well, we are, and you are,
we're trying. Like, we are trying to, you know. But dude, if your coach told you, yo, see this wall right here? If you run through this wall, you get a D1 scholarship, and you get to pick your school.
I'd be like, how many times?
You're like, which wall?
The wall. So that wall.
Do I wear pads or no pads? How many times?
I'm not even asking questions.
Yeah, you're like, this one? Cool.
Before he could finish the sentence.
Yes, I'm running through it.
Yes.
But now, they'll be like, well, scientifically, I don't think
and I know at this school, they actually didn't run into those walls. They were foam walls.
Studies show.
Right. Like, it would be like,
fuck out of here.
Yeah, studies show that it's not healthy for me to actually run through that wall. Like, come on, bro. It's a whole different way of thinking now. You know what I mean? Yeah. We gotta hold hands and whatnot. But if we bring back the kind of, not necessarily old school, but like the old school way of like learning, building character, you know, like it could be a different,
and it could be in a loving environment.
That's what I was gonna say. Keep the progressive shit that. Acknowledge the progress that we've made, but let's not get into fucking softy land either.
Because regardless, the world is a hard place. It's difficult, no matter where you go, and when you leave, at some point, it's gonna smack you in the face.
Dude,
and I want to get you ready for that, right? And I want to do it in a loving way,
because I fucking care.
Because I care. I don't want to see you make these mistakes that I did, or see these other people around me who have made those mistakes because they didn't have this strong figure or someone to help them or show them this stuff.
Dude,
that's the biggest thing.
It's wild, man. It's wild how like we meet adversity, or some of these young people meet adversity, and it's like the biggest thing to them, and they really can. Like, yo,
they don't know how to handle it.
We have more kids now, and I'm not talking about our institution. I mean, in a general sense, we have more kids that are on medicated and dealing with like different things. Like, dude, like I suffered from depression. I had suicidal ideologies and things of that sort. I really was at a point. I've gone through that, and when I was in an African American household, that's not something that you really talk about. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not really even something. That's not even real.
No, okay? Right.
Like that's not depression, suicidal thought. That's not real in an African American household. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? Especially when I was growing up. Right. That's not even a thought. Yeah. Like so to have those ideas,
but it feels real.
It feels real. Oh, I know what I'm dealing with. Like, but like to when you don't bring that up.
No,
you don't talk about that. You know what I mean? Like, but yet and still, it's like you can have a student now anywhere that can just say that could cry wolf about anything, and now it's like so. Like instead of being like, and I'm not saying how we were handled was correct or how I was handled was right.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Yes, there should have been more attention drawn to it. Yeah, all those kinds of things. But I know for a fact that my ability to overcome adversity is due to how I handled situations, understanding that I had to look in with myself and pull myself up by my bootstraps in order to get through this next thing.
And that's why
it's what it is.
That's why I flock towards you, because I know that you've been through so many similar things.
Fact.
Like I lived a completely different life than you did, but as far as like these feelings that I had,
the
emotions that I went through, and like the difference is like we can validate that those feelings are real, right? What you're going through,
right.
But you don't say that they are you. Like we are starting to look at these kids and saying like, you're anxious, right? You're this, you're that. No, you're not that.
Right.
That's not you. And how you work on that is like numbing yourself with these
drugs,
certain medications and stuff. Because now everyone wears that on their sleeves. Where it's like, that's who who are you? Well, I have anxiety. I have depression. I take this, and this, and I do this. And and listen, I've taken that stuff. I take things like that. That's not me, and I know it isn't, and I'm working on that. Right? I am pushing myself every goddamn day to get better at that.
For sure.
What I'm saying is like how we view it needs to be different.
Right.
Where like you look at an old school guy and they're like, "That's it. You're just upset.
That's bullshit.
No, you just had a shitty day. That's bullshit. Listen, get some rest.
Right.
Eat some eggs, whatever. Fucking keep going, right? You gotta work harder. That's why you fucked up in the game the other day.
Exactly.
It's like, but it doesn't have to be that. It's not that.
It's
like,
not that.
I hear you, right?
You can hear somebody.
Yeah.
You can hear all.
That's why I know how manifestation in words are powerful, because that was the first thing I heard, and you picked up on it. Was you didn't say I am depressed and identify with that shit. You said I formerly or I used to suffer from
depression.
So that makes you A, relatable to people that are going through shit, and B, not identifying with your bullshit.
Dude, listen, I've been there. Like I understand your feelings.
100%.
I get it. However, I'm not gonna justify your actions after how you feel. You know what I mean? I'm not justifying you wallowing in it.
I think that's a good thing, because now, like you said, now we have adversity to work with. Exactly. I feel bad for people, Greg, that have never been through shit.
For real.
I know people in their 50s and shit that never lost nobody.
That's
never been through
nothing. That's crazy.
And when then when it happens, they crumble.
Yeah, you're done.
Because you never...
It consumes them. It completely consumes them. It just takes over. And it's like... that stuff's going to keep happening. It's going to happen.
Things never stop happening.
No.
You can only get you better.
Everything around us happens, right? And it's like...
Dude, like, I remember, man, one of my frat brothers and I got into it heavy, man. And I was like, man, F this dude. I'm not even going to deal with him no more. And one of my other frat brothers called me and was like, man, that's your brother though, man. You need to, I said, dude, listen, I hate to tell you this, but I've lost loved ones and moved on. Like why am I, this sucks. Mm-hmm. It's an adverse situation, it sucks. But I'm supposed to dwell in this thing and beg and plead and try to make, and do all that.
Yeah.
When if you're not in the wrong, you're not in the wrong. And I'm not trying to dive into that
magnitude
of a friendship thing. But like, my point is, I've encountered things before. You know what I mean? Like, why am I gonna dwell in this one thing?
And there's no
like you can't like every time we hit something, dude. I've encountered things before.
Yeah.
We gotta look at it as okay. There's no more losses in life. The only L's you take are lessons, bro. The only L's you take are lessons, bro. There's no more losses in life.
I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
It's like
there's no more losses. The only L's I take are lessons. If I don't learn from my experience, then I'm like, who said that? Albert Einstein said insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, dude, if you don't learn from it, you're
crazy.
Yeah, you're clinically insane.
Yeah, you're the crazy one.
You're the crazy one.
Yeah.
So if you keep like slapping somebody in the face and you're like, why aren't they happy with me? You keep slapping them in the face, dog. Why are they gonna be happy with you? You know what I mean?
Keep doing the same exact thing.
Like, come on.
Yeah, people are gonna treat you differently, or some different circumstance is gonna happen.
And that's that switching that mindset from the victim to the victor.
Right.
Because once I change my mindset of I never lose,
Right.
I either win or learn.
There's never. I'm learning, bro. I'm learning.
It's fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
And now you look for the lessons. In
right, for sure.
When something bad happens, now you take a deep breath through your nose. You're like, all right.
Facts.
This could be something good in the future.
And
what can we learn
and
from?
I guarantee you, every single thing you could find that.
Right.
Every single thing.
You could look at
That's how the
every
game works.
single situation, every single circumstance. You could.
And at the time, maybe it does suck. So maybe something heavy.
Right.
But 3 months down the road, 3 years down the road, you're gonna be better for it.
Bro, listen. I stress out, and that was a part of my depression thing. Like, dude, when I got down, I got fucking down.
Well,
you know what
that's
I'm saying?
your type of person is high highs and low lows.
Exactly.
And that's why we resonate as well.
Right. So like, I get it, bro. I've said this quote before. Even the man full of encouragement gets discouraged from time to time. That is me. I'm full of encouragement, but I do get discouraged from time to time. You know what I mean? Like that. This shit sucks. Yeah. Life sucks. Like. There's no way about it. You know
but life is also beautiful.
But it's how you look at it. Like you can either turn those things. Like, bro, listen. It's how you move. You know what I mean? Like if it's how you do things. Like I mean, I had to take an evaluation of how I'm moving. Like one of the best things about coaching was that's what changed my life. It was coaching because it made me be like, dog. If I'm gonna say this to you. I have to be accountable. Yeah. I have to live this.
That's literally why I started coaching.
I have to live it.
First, leaders lead from the front.
Dude, I can't tell you to be upright. I can't tell you to address people, yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, look people in the eye and shake their hands as men. I can't breed men if I'm first not a man.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that can't
you're
happen.
a fucking hypocrite.
Dog, it can't happen.
No, you can't sleep in.
Yeah, bro.
No, there's no way. And you wouldn't be able to look at yourself in the mirror when you're telling these kids to do it and you're not doing it. And that was the scariest part to me of when I worked with people and started coaching and doing all that stuff.
Right.
Just like you said. Like I was like, oh shit. And I looked at myself and I was like, man, I haven't been doing that. And I would tell them straight up, I was like, I didn't do this.
But that's we're gonna get better together.
But but I'm gonna do it with you, right? And normally what I would do is I would be like, here's the things I'm working on right now, and here's the things I want you to work on as well. And we're gonna work on these together, because we're gonna hold each other.
I'm a fan of poetry as well. I know you like poems. You know about Rumi?
Rumi, yeah.
Thousands of years ago, about 850 years ago. He said, don't move the way fear makes you move the way love makes you move.
That's heavy.
You know what I'm saying?
Fact.
Because when you were saying you got to change how you move.
Right.
So that's always going to be life. Is going to throw shit at you, but how are you going to respond?
You have to like take it, like you said, also said self accountability. Like I've been a manipulator. I've been a bullshit artist. I've lied. You know what I mean? I've done all this shit, bro. I know. So that's how I know when it's being delivered to me.
Right. It's like
because I've done that.
It's like liar when he's listing all the shit off that he's done.
Right. You're like, bro, I know what it is because I've done this. Yeah. You know what I mean? So,
dude.
Like I've always said, dude,
it's like there's a better way.
Yeah, God has blessed me to be in this spot because
100%.
I know how to tell kids how not to fuck up. You know what I mean? Because I fucked up. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. But like, dude, I've been there. You know what I mean? So that's why I can say, like,
for sure, I
know where the work has come. You know what I mean?
And we learn so we can teach.
Right.
You learn this information so I can teach someone else.
But
that's how we spread this love and this information. And
you recognizing that you're always a student.
Yes, sir.
And that's what I always say, because when I talk about the stuff that I've been through, I always say I'm still going through this right now.
Still learning, bro. I'm still learning.
Fucking infinity forever. I'm doing this stuff.
The fact that we recognize that we're still students is humbling enough to know that. That's why people will listen to you, because you're not above. They're not putting yourself above.
No, you're not lording your information.
No. I'm not sitting on my throne and talking down to you.
Bro, I'm just telling you what I know.
To teach. Every time me and this kid go to lift, I leave there and my mind is blown. And I'm thinking about things, and it changes my whole week because I'm thinking about all the stuff that we just talked. Every time I'm with someone.
And that's your perspective, but my perspective is I get better when you come back to me with questions and shit. Because now I'm thinking and learning.
But then you're also getting better because you're articulating your thoughts to him and delivering how you feel. 100%. See, bro, what we need to be is like our presence is a reflection of our inward grace.
Yes, sir.
So how you truly feel in here should be what you
exude
outside. 100%. You know what I'm saying? So how I truly feel, dude, is coming out. It's spewing out.
That's what I felt from you, the positivity.
It's spewing out of me. You know what I mean? So that's why it's like, dude, I have to embody this shit. Bro, I tell people all the time, you wouldn't know if I had a bad day or a good day. You would not be, and that's honestly,
that was the most important thing you told me.
You would never know, bro. You would never know, because I will not allow you to read me. Once you can read me, you then can control me.
100%.
If you can control my emotions, you control me. You know what I mean? And I'll be damned
that ain't gonna happen
if I let anybody, you know what I mean, control my emotions other than my wife, and that's that. You know what I mean? Like, and that's my most vulnerable state. So where
right. That's a special. That's a separate thing. Right?
But dude, I'm not gonna do that. Like, and I kill kids all the time. I said, you know what makes me more powerful than you? You know, like. Because you're administrator. It's like, no, dude, you can't read me. You cannot read me whatsoever.
But you're seeing body language.
Yeah, bro. I said everything.
He'll go and he'll be shooting shit with one of the kids, right? And they'll just be sitting there like, oh, what's up? And they're laughing, joking. Kid will say a joke to Greg and like bust his balls. He'll be like, and just stare.
Yeah, dude, that was like, what a part.
That ain't funny.
Yeah, like, what a part was.
And all of a sudden the kid's like,
because he's like, you was trying to get a reaction out of me, and I didn't get it.
Yeah, I didn't get it.
And I'm like, so you got to realize, like, you think we're on the same level here, and this is how it works. And like,
there's levels to the game.
It's levels, bro. It's levels. I put mine in. You know what I mean? Like, it's for sure.
And it doesn't mean that things don't happen. That you're not dealing with shit. You just now know you have the tools and the experience.
Navigate it, man.
And that makes you a powerful person.
Right.
That's what power is. Because it's not gender, skin color, money, nothing. It's energy. It's power.
Facts.
What energy you're putting out.
Facts. You know what true power is, bro? True power is being able to share what it is that made you successful. You know what I mean? That's true fucking power. You know who said that? Greg Lewis said that shit. You know what I mean? Yeah, bro. Like, that's real, bro. Because, like, listen, if I can share something that I have within me to empower you to change your whole fucking life, oh my God.
You're lifting up the vibration.
Dude, I'm changing your
You're the
whole
only
life.
person that has that.
Right.
Like, you're the only you out there that was able to get to this fucking point.
Dude,
no one lived... No one had all these circumstances line up like that.
Right.
So you're the only one that can tell that fucking story, just like both of us can only tell our story.
Yeah, you can only sing
we
your
have
song.
something to contribute and give
We're
back.
just pulling each other up, bro.
Exactly.
That's what it's
That's
about.
what I was saying the other day. Like, it's like God's got a pyramid scheme going on,
man.
where He's like, all right, you figure out how to love yourself, and then you get 2 friends, and you tell them how to love themselves, and they get 4 friends, son of a bitch, and that love comes back up to you.
Dude, that's what
it's a fucking pyramid scheme.
It's wild, bro. It's wild.
And when you figure out the game,
it's wild, bro.
And that's stepping outside the matrix of like everyone's like fear, hate, divide, conquer, all this shit. It's like, no, move the way love makes you.
Facts, right. I got like a circle of like 20 friends, and I've mentioned this, but dude, they're from all different walks of life, all different ethnicities, but everybody is chasing the dream of getting ahead and pushing each other. Mm-hmm. So because everybody has that same
common denominator,
bro, the love that we have for each other is just like crazy. You know what I mean? It's like you've been around it, you've seen it. Like it's like
I felt it immediately, and I've known you for 5 fucking years.
Yeah, exactly. It's unheard of, bro. It's like exactly. It's what we should do.
It's amazing, and that's what I found so cool. Yeah, like when I was at your wedding, and we were all sitting there cutting up and having a good time, and it was like I didn't know any of those people there, and they welcomed me with open arms. Right. And we're from all over, all different families, everything. Grew up in different places,
all over.
That didn't make a goddamn difference in the world. And we sat there for hours,
bro,
with a beer in our hand, having the time of my fucking life.
That was sick, like, bro.
And it was awesome.
That's what
it was such a blessing to be like, God.
Yeah, like you don't have to be worried about am I doing this right?
I was just
offended?
You were just me and just like
because then you're not in the present moment enjoying yourself.
Right. Yeah, dude. That's what a friend group is, man. And that shit like really showed me how to embody and like live life.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? Like for real, man. It's
and those are the invaluable lessons they don't teach you in school.
Oh
they
man,
need people like you.
Dude. Like it's wild how what I did not learn in school, like you learn shit.
I mean, how to like multiply a triangle and shit, man.
But these things,
but bro, come on, how to navigate through life was not taught in the classroom.
Well, that's what we're here for.
Yeah, bro,
that's right.
That's why they need to hear it. Bro.
Yeah, and this is what we're trying to do right now. You know what I'm saying? And this is the biggest thing.
This is awesome.
Like I said, conversations like this, doing this and this. Just talking. Think about that. This is the most therapeutic thing I've had all week.
Dude, all I can feel is gratitude.
And I'm just like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, and this is what I was trying to tell you. Like, when he's in my presence and we're in each other's presence,
it's a good thing. I'm
the realest I've ever been.
I'm
completely being
me.
That's
how you know he's your real friend.
And it's just, you take
no judgment.
No, you ain't got to put a mask on
bro.
to be like somebody else that you don't even like or care about. When Greg's in a room, you can take your mask off and be you.
And
because when you take your mask off, people will go. But the people that stay are the people that really
those are the ones you want to be around.
Yeah, that's it.
It's the people that love you for you anyway.
Right, bro.
So it's like, who cares about? Imagine you and I working in an office setting.
Oh my God.
We wouldn't last one day.
No, it wouldn't work.
Change to a cubicle, it doesn't work. Because we're above the game.
I would have like flipped my desk.
Yes! It doesn't work like that. And you're like, because first day you'd be like, I don't agree with these rules. They're stupid. Like, how about we just do
live
like the right thing, right? And they're like, well, actually, corporate headquarters, HR needs to, and it's like, thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
I know I signed
up, but listen, the TPS reports are going to be late. I'm handing it over.
Oh man, I'm not doing this.
Please, I got bigger things to do.
Can I resign?
I'm trying to affect the world positively, not dance by some stupid ass.
For real, bro. Like that's what I'm grateful, man. I'm telling you, bro. Like I would not trade my experiences for the world. I know, like there are some things I would have done different, as we all. But dude, my experiences are my experiences, and like if we own as people, black, white, brown, doesn't matter. If we own who we are, and I know who we are, with all our stripes, all our adversity, all our ways of thinking, whether it be right or wrong, all our preconceived notions, if you recognize that you have them and that you are that, we then can educate younger people and make sure they know who they are.
And that's what changes the world.
That's what changes the world.
Yes.
Like, for real. Like, really, though. If you can do that. But how hard is it for you to recognize in yourself that you know what? I might be a little racist. You know what I mean? Like, I might be
lazy, fucking up.
Having those conversations with your shadows, understanding what those things are.
Like,
that's the
facing
scary.
That.
You know what? I was reading something the other day where it was, ask someone who you care about what your flaws are and what they think you need to work on. And that's a scary thing to do.
That's interesting. I ask myself that all the time.
But I'm saying ask someone and be like, what
someone that you really trust and care about.
And not some random person,
right?
Someone that you value their opinion,
right?
right? Because coming from someone else is really hard. And I say shit to myself all the time.
And things you don't recognize too, maybe.
Yeah.
But like, dude, like somebody that's like tight to you, like
and I'm like, here's
that
what
you
I think
care about their word.
And it's all out of love, but to hear that,
sure. But that's how you're gonna know who really cares about you. Because if they're like, "Oh, Greg, you're perfect," that's
right.
Yeah, just keep doing what you're doing.
Do what you're doing.
Yeah, you know, I think you're beautiful, but listen, there's times you can be a fucking asshole. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is like
that's who you know who really cares about you. Like,
stuff.
I love you, but here's the thing.
Right.
Yeah.
That's real. You know what I mean? And there's not enough of that.
That's how you know. Well, that's true. That's what comes back to authenticity, like we talked about before.
We're too I understand it though. You know, we're really concerned about people's feelings and how they process things and all that because we have a softer way of processing things now. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Everybody wins. You know, everybody wins. But we need to fuck the game up.
Yeah, man. That's the plan. Fucking the game up. Thank you so much, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you. Yo, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. Listen, bro. One poem that I live by that like is in me that needs to be shared is it's "See It Through" by Edgar Albert Guest, dude. It says, when you're up against the trouble, meet it squarely face to face. Lift your chin, set your shoulders, plant your feet, and take a brace. When it's vain to try to dodge it, do the best that you can do. You may fail, but you may conquer. See it through. Black may be the clouds about you, and your future may seem grim, but don't let your nerves desert you. Keep yourself in fighting trim. If the worst is bound to happen, in spite all that you may do, running from it will not save you. See it through. Even hope may seem but futile. When with troubles you'll be set, but remember you are facing just what other men have met. You may fail, but fall still fighting. Don't give up whatever you do. Eyes front, head high to the finish, and see it through. Thanks, man.
Thank you, man. I love you, brother. Thank you so much, man.
No doubt, baby. That's what it's about.
That's beautiful.
Sit.